Hello sports fans, and welcome back to the Roundtable with Nate Daddy. I'm your host, Russell Nate Daddy Patterson, and this week we'll start week 2 of this year's high school football season. This week, the Greenwood Eagles will be taking on the Lexington Wildcats. Greenwood last week coming off a big win over the Emerald Vikings in a totally dominated game, and Lexington coming off a win over a good Batesburg-Leesville team. Last week, Lexington running back Carden had 193 yards against Batesburg's defense. The only difference in this week is he's not playing Batesburg's defense. He's playing Greenwood's defense. So expect him to get welcomed by Big Sam Montgomery and Big Kelsey Quarles real quick in the game Friday night. I think Greenwood's offense is finally starting to click. DJ Swearinger, this week's GreenwoodTodaySports.com Player of the Week, should have a really good game when he hits the edge. I think that Lexington's defense is just too young right now. A lot of good players, don't get me wrong. I just think they're a little too young right now. They're not ready for a good, mature Greenwood offense come Friday night. I'm going to go out and say that I'm going to go Greenwood 34, Lexington 21. I don't think it's going to be a blowout like last week's game because, you know, Lexington being 4A, of course. But I still think Greenwood's going to win pretty handily. The next game I'm going to have to go with is Emerald 90. Emerald coming off a spanking last week, and 96 also coming off a spanking from last week. 96 got pretty much handled up and down the field against Abbeville. Now, can the two teams come back after two big losses and put a win together? I think that Emerald's going to come out this week and put points on the board, quick, and not wait until the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter to do it. I think 96 is going to come out and put some points on the board. But I think that 96 is too strong and too big up front for the Emeralds to try to deal with. And after his quarterback Zane Newton for Emerald is hurt, probably going to have a different quarterback or try to run a little something different this week. So I'm going to have to go out and say 96-28, Emerald 14. Should be a close game early, but I see 96 pulling away later in the third or fourth quarter. The next game I'm going to talk about is the Ware Shoals Hornets against the Batesburg-Leesville Panthers. Another matchup, purple. Both teams have really solid running backs. Both teams really solid defenses. I'm going to have to go out and say that Batesburg is probably going to dominate this game a little bit more than Ware Shoals. I think that Batesburg's defense is a little bit better than Ware Shoals. Their running backs aren't as good as Ware Shoals, but I think their line is better. So you have decent running backs with a great line, it's better than having good running backs with not as good a line. So I'm going to go ahead and say Batesburg-Leesville 31, Ware Shoals Hornets 24. Another close game, but I see Batesburg with the experience and the fact that they're a little bit better team, I think, pulling away later on in the game.